Hello and welcome to There's a New Tank Available Somehow, so here's a new video, woohoo! Today I will be talking to you about the Astron Rex, and the Astron Rex is a tiny tank, and it looks like the head is too big for the tank, but it is quite cute, not gonna lie. It is a tier 8 American medium tank, and it's quite mediocre. Like, it doesn't necessarily have really good redeeming qualities aside from the cuteness and the smallness, but it's still a fun tank somehow, and it's one of those that these two games that I've got are very mediocre, but that's kind of like the games that I keep getting. And even though I know that I could continue to push for a better game, I've decided to just show these instead, because this actually just showed how the tank works to me the best. So I lose a ton of HP in the beginning of this battle, so you're going to wonder why I'm showing you this, but I'm actually not dying, and that's the funniest part about this battle. Anyhow, the Astron Rex has a DPM of 1737, a pen of 185, an alpha of 290, it has a rate of fire of 5.99 seconds, a clip reload of 23 seconds, and it has an intra-clip reload of 3.53 seconds for 3 shells in total. It has a caliber of 105, a shell velocity of 1076. I do actually quite like that, because yeah, your shells arrive pretty quickly. And with the derp tanks that we've been getting, like the Caliban, it's been very frustrating with the shell velocity. So that part of it I really do like. It's got an aim time of 2.54 seconds, dispersion of 0.355, a gun depression of 8 degrees, a gun elevation of 20 degrees. It goes 55 kilometers per hour forwards, 22 backwards, has an engine power of 500, which is probably why it does still feel sluggish to drive somehow. And not all of it works in this tank. Like, there's sometimes then you get shots like this. I mean, everyone has shots like that every now and again, but then you get a shot like that in turn as well, so I suppose that's fair. Anyhow, it's got a power to weight ratio of 1501, because the 0.1 is very important. The camo rating is 23 while standing still, 17% while moving, which drops to 5 and 4% after you shoot. It's got a view range of 250 meters, an HP of 1450, it weighs 33.3 tons, and the turret armor is 120 in the front, 100 on the side and 70 in the rear, and the hull armor is 85 on the front, 70 in the sides and 50 in the rear. So it's actually a bit of one of those tanks that just hold down in a good position where you can sort of I don't know, ridgeline maybe. Then this tank would work quite nicely. But it does struggle a little bit. The clip reload seems really long. The armor, it does bounce some of course, but you can't always hide most of yourself, so then it doesn't work. But overall, considering I've survived this battle with 63 HP for most of the game, I would say that this tank is quite funny. So that's really basically it with this tank. Like, it feels mediocre, it doesn't feel OP. I will still want it because it's cute and it looks fun to drive. No idea, by the way, if it's going to get a legendary camo. I did not get that along with the tank on my press account to test it. Well, to drive it for this footage, I should say. So, not sure about that, but I kind of do hope so. And I hope it's cute as well, that it fits. Maybe something Christmassy, that would be even more fun. But I don't think they will focus on that for the regular tanks when they already have the Battle Pass tank for that. But yeah, overall this tank, I think it's the clip reload that makes it the hardest to deal with. It feels very long for the amount of damage that you can dish out with it. Especially since it's not like 100% reliable either. But yeah, I will still want it. I mean, yes, the AMX is smaller, but look at how small this tank is. You saw the Scorpion G in the other battle standing in front of me, and he looked huge in comparison. So it's kind of like that. I don't know. I like that it's a cute little tank. And when it works really well, because then I got into a position like this. And yes, I did not get that shot in. But basically, I'm waiting for him to make a mistake so that I can actually shoot him. And he bounces on my head. So then I decide to just go and shoot him. And that works out really well, because if you can land shots like this, and they cannot pen you in turn, then that's a good exchange. So, but then you have to be very patient for that clip reload to work out again. And in this case, it just kind of like all worked out, because it's sort of like, I always say, the right kind of potatoes, even though this is a mediocre battle again. But I actually quite like it. I do take that hit, but I know that in turn I can now kill him, which is a good thing. The SB1C gets a shot into me, but then he peeks out again and I can shoot him in the face, and then he bounces because he's too hasty. And it's like these kind of positions seem to work best for this sort of tank. And I think like the giant turret with the more armor than the hull worked quite well for this tank. It looks a bit off balance. It looked like a chibi version of a tank somehow. But it does work out, and I think that as long as you have a bit of a team, like in a team, this tank probably will perform quite nicely. As long, of course, as you don't absolutely YOLO, or they don't absolutely YOLO you. You need time to reload that clip, and that's the main weakness here. Now, of course, it's a new tank, and a new tank generally comes in crates, and this one is no exception. So please do not gamble away your life savings. Crates are bad, okay? And I say that again and again every video, and I actually get comments if I don't. But the thing is that the drop rate in crates is always very, very low. So you have to keep in mind that the chances of you not getting what you want are always a lot higher than the chances of getting what you want. And with a lot higher, I mean like it's usually like 95-96% certain that you will not get what you want rather than what you do want. So please don't gamble away your life savings. It is a mediocre tank, it is cute, it will come back at some point, and maybe then it will just be for gold, and then you won't have to gamble for it, and that's worth something as well. So all in all, this is really just a tank, and that was my little rant about crates as per usual. Like I said, it is cute, it is kind of mediocre, it struggles a bit with the DPM, mainly because of that very long clip reload, but it is still fun to drive despite that. And don't get me wrong, because in a way, it being as mediocre as it feels, that's actually a good thing, because it means it's actually like balanced. But I'm always looking for that little extra oomph, and whether or not a tank has it. My reviewers are mainly my talking about whether I like the tank or not, what I like about it or not, and that's all based on my personal opinion. So that's also why I generally just compare it to my own playstyle. And this one I still like, even though I can't really get the results out of it that I want. So for me it kind of lacks the extra oomph, but it is still cute. And I don't think that it being cute is always a reason to try and go for it, especially when it's in crate, because crates are bad and gambling is bad, etc. But yeah, that's my little review of the Astron Rex. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time again. Bye bye!